Hello everyone, Ryan Turford here, and it's that time of the month. It is January 2019. It's time to unbox another Video Games Monthly. Now, if you don't know what Video Games Monthly is, I'll walk you through it. It is a monthly retro subscription service where basically you tell them the consoles you want to collect for, you tell them the games that you own, you can even email them a wish list, and you will receive 3, 4, 5, or 10 games every single month right to your doorstep. It's a really awesome service. Now this is actually the first time that this unboxing, you've probably noticed already, is actually on my own personal channel rather than Game Moose, but you can definitely check out the Game Moose YouTube page. I'll link it in the description of this video to check out all my previous unboxings of Video Games Monthly. I kind of want to, at the end of the year, I kind of want to put together like a compilation of all the Video Games Monthly unboxing I do and get like what you get out of a year's worth of Video Games Monthly, because you'd probably be pretty surprised by how many awesome games we've gotten. Of course, if you want to check out Video Games Monthly for yourself, go to the website, videogamesmonthly.com. I'll have a link for it in this description of this video. So let's jump into it now. Unlike last month, what I've done is I've actually removed GameCube from my list. I was getting a ton of GameCube games, which was awesome, but I kind of want a break from collecting from GameCube for a little bit, especially because now I'm actually collecting for the original Xbox, which I will have a video out for in a couple weeks, going over all the cool stuff that I got, because I'm doing a pickups video later this month. Yes, that's me announcing that I'm doing a pickups video this month. So we're gonna feel around here. I won't spoil the systems that we got. I'm gonna do this as blind as possible. But let's start with the smallest thing right off the gate. We got a Game of Year game. We got WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge. Oh my God, look at this font. Look at, like, who picked this font for the cartridge? Like, you can clearly read Sega Game Gear, but man, Steel Cage Challenge is like barely legible on this card. So I really don't know anything about this game. I know that the WrestleMania arcade game on the Genesis was actually really fun, but I've never actually played the Game Gear version of this, and I don't know if it's made by the same company. It's made by Flying Edge, which I think is the company that did the arcade game. So it would make sense that this is kind of like a port of that version. Of course, you're watching future Ryan actually play the game now, because I'm showing you some footage from it that I captured after this video is over. But I'm excited to check it out. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of wrestling, but wrestling video games have actually been surprisingly fun, and it always surprise me with how well they're put together. So next up, we got another cartridge. We got Sanic the Hedgehog. All right, so in case you're wondering, of course, if you're new to collecting Genesis games, why this says not for resale in here, this isn't a review copy or anything like that. Sonic the Hedgehog, of course, among other games, was included with the Sega Genesis at one point, and all of the versions of the game that came with the Genesis have this not for resale sticker on them, including Sonic 2 and 3. So Sonic the Hedgehog basically completes my Sonic collection. I think the only Genesis Sonic game I'm missing is Sonic 3D Blast, which I'm in no rush to collect because that game is not great, but it's really awesome to have this game finally in my collection. I've been a big fan of Sonic ever since I got my Genesis. It's weird because I've talked about this on the Nintendo Guru's show, twitch.tv/the Nintendo Guru, by the way, where it's weird because I had the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis at the same time, yet I still ended up being a Sega kid who preferred his Genesis. And Sonic was one of the reasons why I actually preferred the Genesis. So Sonic the Hedgehog, awesome game to finally have, because I've never actually owned a copy of that game. I've always played it on like Sega Channel and other places, but never actually owned it. So got an N64 game. We got Nightmare Creatures from Activision. So I actually don't really know anything about Nightmare Creatures at all. I don't even know what kind of game this is. It's one of those games, I guess, like BioFreaks or I'm trying to think of just the generic sounding games on the N64 that I've just never really done my research as to what this game is. Hopefully it's fun. It's got cool box art. It's got cool glowing eyes and stuff. And I always love receiving new N64 games because it's a collecting system I didn't actually own until an adult, but all my friends had an N64, so I would always go over to their places and play N64 games. So there we go. We got Nightmare Creatures on the N64. Next up, we got a cartridge game. We got Commando from Capcom. So Commando, if you've never played it before, it's actually a top-down shooter, kind of like Akari Warriors or some of those other games. Really fun game. I really like games like this. I haven't played the NES version though of Commando in a very long time. I think we rented it once, so I don't actually know how well this holds up. I hope it holds up well. Hope it holds up better than the NES version of Akari Warriors, because I played that recently in the SNK 40th Anniversary Collection, and man, the frame rate does not hold together well. So I'm actually really excited though, because I love Capcom's games, and I haven't played Commando in forever. So this is going to be awesome to check out again. Now, I should mention, I didn't mention it off the top of the video. It mentions it in the title of this video. We actually usually get 5 games a month. It feels like we've got 6 though. It feels like we've got 6 games. We probably got a 1-up, but we'll get to the cards later if I can find them. Next up on NES, we got Tetris. Yes, I'm actually a huge fan of Tetris. This is a game I would always go over to my uncle's house and play, because I love Tetris so much. It's such a fun game. I've never owned the NES version though, because again, like I mentioned, I always go over to a relative's house who just bound to have Tetris. Plus, once I had the Game Boy version of Tetris, it's like it just never ended. I would just continue to play that game all the time. So it's awesome to have the NES version of Tetris. Really fun version of this game. Probably one of the better versions of Tetris out there, just because it's like Tetris in its purest form, and that's what I really appreciate about the NES version of Tetris. So there we go. So we got our 5 games, but again, I'm feeling a 6th game here. We got a disc-based game. We got Crazy Taxi. All right, for the Sega Dreamcast. Again, Sega Dreamcast is really like the only disc-based console besides the original Xbox I'm collecting for. It is just in a loose case, but that's totally fine. Crazy Taxi, really fun game. There aren't really any scratches on the bottom, which is awesome. Really fun game in the arcade. I've never played the Dreamcast version of Crazy Taxi, but I've played it on just about every other platform. Of course, if you love the Offspring and All I Want by the Offspring, you're gonna hear it a whole lot when you play Crazy Taxi. It's a really fun game where you basically pick up passengers and drive them to their destination. It sounds boring on paper, but it's a really fun arcade style game. And I could probably pick up a case for this and then like find a manual online for it. It's probably a couple bucks. So there we go. That's not gonna stand. So we got Crazy Taxi, and that's it. Oh, we forgot about our free items as well. I couldn't feel them because they were kind of buried underneath the bubble wrap. So the Video Games Monthly always throws in at least Video Games Monthly branded item, which we'll get to in a second. But they also throw in this Super Mario pencil with Mario, Peach, Toad, Yoshi, and Luigi on it. Pretty cool. It's not sharpened. It's got a yellow eraser. I can totally go out and sharpen this. Pretty cool. And then last but not least, we got our Video Games Monthly piece of memorabilia. This is an armband. I believe we got this in our very first Video Games Monthly box. So it says Video Games Monthly on it, and then play the past into the future, which is their slogan. So there we go. That's everything in the box. No papers indicating we had a 1-up, but we totally got a 1-up here. But overall, really impressive haul this month from Video Games Monthly. I'm really impressed. The only downside is Crazy Taxi is loose, but like I said, I have enough CD cases around here. I probably just need to get the manual, and we're probably good to go. So, ladies and gentlemen at home, what do you think about this month's Video Games Monthly? Let me know in the comments below. Like I said, look forward to more unboxings on this channel, including one really, really spooky one towards the end of the month. I don't know what game that would be, but you know, it starts with R and E and has a 2 in it. Be excited for that. Of course, lots more content coming to this channel. I'm actually going to be putting out a channel update in a couple days, so check that out on the page here. Anyways, you can hit me up on Twitter anytime at Ryan Turford. That's Turford. And videogamesmonthly.com, their website, if you want to get a box for yourself. Anyways, I hope you have an awesome day wherever you are, whatever you're doing. You know, go outside, walk a dog, eat some burrow. It's one of those days. I'm Ryan Turford, and thanks for checking out my video.